Hi everyone, I'm in a new province and I just finished up the league with Teferi Trip. It turns out spreading seas can actually be kind of okay in a meta full of blue decks. Anyway, you can acid trip all of your opponent's lands in whatever matchups you want by clicking on the timestamps in the description down below. While you're down there, if you wouldn't mind liking the video and subscribing to the channel, I'd seriously appreciate it. It's a great way to let me know you've enjoyed everything and it really encourages me to keep making great Pauper content. Thank you so much for watching. And enjoy the league. All right, guys, so match one, game one. This isn't a terrific hand, but we have a Preordain, a Reality Acid, and a Drake Familiar, so I think it'd be a little bit greedy to mulligan this. We can always evoke the Muldrifter if we start running out of gas, and we have a Time Twist to reset the Reality Acid as well. So I think I'm going to keep this. We're going to hope our opponent is on something a little bit slower and go from there. I would love it. Yeah, all things 2/2 on Standard Bearer. That'd be fantastic. The Blue Man Group. There they are, the Blue Men's. Do you guys think Teferi's sad? Did anything happen in the story that would make Teferi sad? Oh, Gideon died, right. Okay, so Spreading Seas is actually a pretty great find here. We're going to top Spreading Seas. We're going to bottom Reality Acid, look for another land. Spreading Seas will dig us another card deeper, but it'll also give us a target to bounce with our Drake Familiar, so it's kind of going to get that Boros Monarch thing started for us. Opponent goes turn 1 Swamp. No discard, which is nice. So we'll try to shut them off of at least one color. And there's our white mana. That is fantastic. And another mana to help with our Muldrifter. So we're just going to go blue. I don't know how far we could throw them off. We usually don't need multiple white mana in a single turn, but we'll Spreading Seas here. And yeah, we wouldn't have hit our third land kind of on time there unless... ooh, there's another Spreading Seas. That's kind of nice. So we'll see. White mana. We'll see if... oh, his home plane phased out of existence, never to return. Well, that sounds just very, very unpleasant. All right, so there's Dusk Legion Zealot. I don't feel like our opponent is going to have any trouble hitting their land drops here. However, I'm tempted to Spreading Seas this as well. It draws us another card, although we could just Cortazar, or we could even Reality Acid the land. I think we might actually Reality Acid the land. And even if our opponent hits us with like land destruction next turn, which is kind of what I'm expecting, seeing Dusk Legion Zealot, we can at least pick it up with our Drake Familiar. So we're going to go after the land and pass the turn. Opponent has another land to work with, but not for long. They have Rancid Earth to blow up our white source. No big deal. So it is mono black land destruction. Let's see who can out land destruction who here. All right, we draw Chancery. Awesome draw. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to... Oh, man. Yeah, I think we're going to Time Twist here because if they blow this up, then we can still... Yeah, if we Time Twist here, then we can still commit our other untapped blue source to Drake Familiar next turn and get the other land. All right, so we will attach Reality Acid to your swamp. Pass the turn. See if we got our opponent off black mana. We don't. All right, is this more land destruction? They Choking Sands. All right. See if they keep hitting their land drops. Reality Acid will tick up. We find Muldrifter. All right, so let's Drake Familiar, blow up another one of their lands. This deck almost needs 3 mana to operate. So hopefully this will keep them off for a little while. Although this is a pretty funny kind of land destruction mirror happening right now. We're kind of going 1-for-1 against our opponent. And we'll be able to completely cut them off black mana next turn if they don't hit their land drop here. All right, they're going to Chainer's Edict or Drake Familiar. No big deal. Ooh, Peat Bog. It's not great, but if we Spreading Seas that, then they'll still be off of enough black mana to actually do anything. We don't need to recommit the Reality Acid this turn, so I think we're going to go ahead and Spreading Seas their Peat Bog. Draw card. See if we find a tap land. We find a Preordain, so a little unfortunate we didn't play our land drop first so that we could cantrip. Yeah, it's been fun so far, so let's see if they have more land destruction. The land destruction is tough to play against. Oh, they got their rituals. And Signs in Blood. I mean, we'll have to blow up another black source if we're going to keep them off land destruction. Ah, and they become the Monarch. That definitely makes things complicated. All right, let's see what we find. Time Twist. Okay. So I guess we just keep attacking the mana base. We'll go after a swamp. But now that they're the Monarch, they're most likely going to be able to draw enough lands that it doesn't really matter. All right, 3 mana. Gonna blow up our Radiant Fountain. Gonna leave us with our blue sources. A little bit of a rub-in. Reality Acid ticks down. Find Journey to Nowhere. So I don't know if we want to greedily go looking for a land with Preordain here, or if we just want a Time Twist. I don't think we'll be able to find an untapped source, so I think we are going to go ahead and Time Twist the Reality Acid now. Get rid of a land. Reality Acid comes back. This is a pretty funny little land destruction mirror, but we are definitely a mana-hungry deck, so they're punishing us pretty hard here. Granted, they're off double black, so they might not be able to cast much of their land destruction. All right, Vanishing 3. It'll go away on its own eventually. You find a Hobble, which isn't doing anything. There's another land. Another Spreading Seas would be nice. We definitely want the land. And we'll bottom the Spreading Seas. I think evoking a Muldrifter or getting down this Cortazar is going to be priority number 1. So we can at least kill the Dusk Legion Zealot. But they ended up hitting their land drop. What's up, Wallace Mark? How you doing? They Choking Sands our white source, and we're pretty much dead here, gang. We won't even have to, like, scoop early or anything. Plains off the top there would have been sweet. Chancery, and that pretty much does it. I guess we might as well just keep going. We have nothing to do this turn, but pass it back to them. Oh, we are tripping. I'm tripping out right now, Waltzmark. Our opponent is getting a pretty good LD start against us. They can punish us for our Karoo lands, and we can't keep them off black, so yeah, they're making it quite tough. I think if we can stick a threat against this deck, we'll be okay. Maybe a Seeker of the Way or something like that, but right now it looks like this game is just over. All right, land destruction. Yeah, that was a fun game, though. They're playing quite fast. I enjoy that a lot. All right, so land destruction. Look at all of this sideboard real estate for land destruction. I think Relic of Progenitus is fine, especially where we can get it down early. Hobble, probably not our biggest priority here. The Reality Acids are great. I think Seeker of the Ways are great. Core Skyfisher can kind of like sneaky style save a land for us. Maybe Hobbles are alright because they represent card advantage. Maybe I'll go down 1 Journey. Although, no, Gurmag Angler. But I think I'll shave a Journey, and I think I'll shave an Echoing Truth because we won't have enough time to... They didn't see much of my deck. We won't have time to kind of develop. No, this hand will not beat land destruction. All right. I'm good starting off with an early Spreading Seas and a Preordain to back it up. I don't like having this much removal, but if they go with their early creature, at least Hobble gets to be a redraw. So I'm going to keep this. I think we're going to bottom Journey, even though it is an answer to Gurmag Angler, and go like that. That's true, too. Just cycling Relic, if we can get it down early enough before all of our mana goes away. I'm with that. How many times do you think that's kind of like relevant? Do you think it's just good? Oh no, they've got the turn 1. All right. You got it. Well, they're going to make things difficult for us. We'll Preordain, try to find some more lands. I'll take exactly 1 more island off of this, and we'll pass. I like the London Mulligan a lot, Wheeler. Have you had a chance to try it out yourself? Oh my god, no! Not like this. Maybe I should have taken more than 1 island off of that. All right, well, we're finding lands, so we'll play an island and pass the turn. And see if our opponent... Yeah, they have plenty of black sources, so they're going to have no trouble control... Oh, God! Our opponent just keeps hitting land destruction, and now we're out of blue sources, so maybe that was a little risky. I probably shouldn't have run out all that blue. You got it, opponent. Play a Plains. Pass the turn. Here it comes. Here comes the boom. LD, man. LD does it. We are peeling lands pretty good. We're a 21 land deck, which, I mean, in the grand scheme of Pauper is actually not bad. They sign in blood, looking for more land destruction. They find a land. We don't find a land. Oh. I've loved the mulligan. So, for me, it hasn't really made any decks... And I know, has this been your experience, Hughes, in the water? It hasn't really made any decks feel explicitly more powerful, but it has made less games feel like non-games. So it feels like I've had more of an opportunity to actually kind of like explore my options, like play weirder decks that might benefit from mulliganing a little bit deeper. Do you know what I mean? And nothing in Pauper is that degenerate, and that might be it, right? And it could be too early to kind of see the grand scheme of things, especially with the challenge results this week. That's kind of funny. The challenge results this week being so skewed towards Scred Delver. Like, you would think the blue decks will eventually take a hit, but not necessarily, right? That might not end up being the case. I don't know, man. If they don't do anything and we just stick a Seeker, then it could be game on. They have to draw their land destruction somehow. Well, they just draw that many cards. And if this is a Gurmag Angler, that's, I don't know, still. Thorn, that's probably it. We can fade land destruction for 1 turn and stop drawing Karoo lands. Karoo lands looking even better in this matchup. Daze is so good now with the mulligan. So how do you mean he was in the water? Is it because more people will keep less lands in hand? They'll keep like a 1-lander. They'll keep just as many lands as they need? Is that why? I can see that being why. I can see me being one of those players. But, and you know what? Like, I've become accustomed to it fairly quickly as well. All right, they're going to duress, take a Spreading Seas, I assume, so we don't have an opportunity to draw out of this. And there's our Relic. Unfortunately, didn't get to do much work this game. They just had it. They had a great land destruction draw. And they will continue to do so. All right, they have 4 cards in hand. We have to fade it for... we have to fade land destruction for a minute. Let's see if they have instant speed. They're like, oh, you did something. We can't fade land destruction for a minute by the looks of things. This does not look so good, Mr. Stark. Yeah, it's definitely not good for us. This is definitely mono black land destruction. And I mean, they're the Monarch. I think they're probably going to end up kicking our butts here. Hey, I'm going to have this Relic on board. It's not flawless until his Relic's gone. They were trying to duress everything else out of our hand, though. And there's the Gurmfather. Well, I think that's probably going to do it. So mono black land destruction, taking us down. I doubt we'd have the opportunity to stick a land at any point. And we were dead. So I think I am going to keep this. We don't get to cast a Drake Familiar, but having a Serrated Arrows and a Cop Green and a Strands, I think we do keep. This is like a handful of sideboard material. So I think I will bottom Drake Familiar. We'll look for something better with our Preordain. It does like the water enchantment. All right, so let's see what we got here. Go Tranquil Cove into Preordain next turn. It is pretty slow. And we may never get to 4 mana for the Serrated Arrows, so we should probably capitalize on any lands we can run into. Their cantrips and stuff. Well, there's a land right there, so let's Preordain, especially now that we have a little bit more information. And I think keeping the 4th land is good. We definitely don't want Drake Familiar here. We don't want Cop Green again. What do we find? Untapped Island. Okay, so we'll go Chancery. I mean, it does mean we can hit Serrated Arrows on time, but it might be too slow. We'll see. Let's see what this is. Vanguard? Our opponent likes... Ooh, okay. So they're kind of choked on mana. If we maybe can kill this Quirion Ranger fast enough, like if we hit a Journey here or something like that, we might be okay. To PE, the teachers that... Ooh, yeah. That would be pretty tough. Actually, I have no idea if that would be tough. There's Priest. Okay, well, we definitely have to kill that. Somehow. And quickly, before our opponent does anything meaningful next turn. Alright, what do we find? Journey. Come on, Journey. Preordain. Okay, well, let's try to Preordain into a Journey. Seeker of the Way, Core Skyfisher. I'm going to keep a Seeker because we are going to have to pressure our opponent. Although if we hit Journey, we're just in way better shape. Although then we're still not doing anything, and our opponent has more mana to operate with anyway. So let's go top Seeker, bottom Skyfisher. Thank you very much for the sub, Mount Mentat. I really appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Thank you. Welcome. All right, so play out Tranquil Cove. Pass turn. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad I'm back too. And hopefully this deck operates okay. We got a handful of sideboard cards we're about to die with. All All right, so Nettle Sentinel comes down, and our opponent gets 4 mana to play around with here, much to our chagrin. So Lizzalana Huntmaster is what we don't want to see here. We can handle almost anything else, but Lizzalana Huntmaster and all the millions of little elves it brings along with it is a ton of trouble. 5 elf mana. I mean, we can still choke them on mana, but they're going to have so much this turn, it kind of doesn't matter. And there's Timberwatch Elf. So Timberwatch Elf makes Circle of Protection green super important from this turn on, meaning we might not even have enough opportunities. Might not even have an opportunity to commit our Serrated Arrows right away, because we'll have to leave 2 mana up to activate Circle, because they have Quirion Ranger on board. All right, let's see what they do with the rest of this mana. They have Infinite. Oh, lead the Stampede. All right, well, that's probably going to be it, but we're going to play it out. Signal Processing is basically convolutions, Fourier Transform, Laplace Transformations, and FFT. Gotta give them a little more credit than that, right? Amoebas are, what, like single-cell organisms? They only got like 1 cell worth of brains. All right, opponent tapping with Lead the Stampede on the stack. Yeah, the closest we have, Wheeler, is Holy Light. And even that, like, that would be really good here. Or that would have been really good last turn. So maybe, oh my god. Oh, the hits are so good. And we're most likely just dead on board here again. All right, let's see. Let's see if our opponent goes for it. I don't know, they haven't used their Quirion Ranger activation yet this turn, so they can just untap it, cast Lizzalana, cast the rest of their hand, and then we're just, like, completely dead. But we'll see. If they don't cast Lizzalana here, then I'll go Serrated Arrows, kill Priest of Titania. But maybe they don't know. Birchland Rangers, yep. This is why the Cop Greens are in the sideboard, but I guess maybe I should have thought about it a little bit better. Maybe Holy Light would have been considerably superior. Maybe they're just trying to get as much mana out of their Lizzalana as possible. Now they can cast Lizzalana Timberwatch Elf. They can cast their whole hand, actually. Of my opponents. Generally, my opponent's decks are just going off. Alright, Sylvan Ranger. It's a little bizarre, because I think they could have cast Lizzalana off of their Priest of Titania mana. But they didn't. How many elves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, are we still just dead? I think so. I think 2 Timberwatch activations still kills us. So if we go to kill the Priest, then they get their Timberwatch activations, which we can't let go through because we have to have a Cop Green on board. That means they get an extra turn. Yeah, and there's Priest. It means they have an extra turn to do all the shenanigans with Huntmaster. 10 mana. Huntmaster. I mean, we've got Strands. I don't know if that's a lot to hope for, but it's there. Timberwatch Elf. Yep. No, they have 3 activations? Oh, are we just dead anyway? We're just dead anyway, aren't we? Because they have 3 activations next turn. We can only activate Cop Green. I guess we could go with Strands next turn. We'll play Tapland, go Strands. And then the following turn, we can go Cop Green, Seeker, Flashback, Strands. And then the turn after that, ugh, that's going to be trouble too. And then the turn after that, we can possibly get down to Serrated Arrows. Need a lot of stuff to go right here. But we're going to play to our outs. Yep, we go down to 21. Turn comes back. We draw Tranquil Cove. That's not really helping things. We'll play a Tranquil Cove, pass the turn. Opponent goes. Settle me in 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So not enough mana to Seeker to hold up Strands Flashback plus Serrated Arrows next turn. Oh, Disciple Affinity is so cool. That was so much fun. Oh, cool. Teferi. No Capture Sphere, Luminous Bond Retrieval. Another turn. Easy come, easy go. Oh, we gotta get the 5-0. We gotta get that 5-0 somehow. So opponent attacks with some elves. Playing around Settle the Wreckage. Alright, go through the blocks. And any effects opponent. If they're not going to attack for lethal, I'm probably not going to strands. Yeah, okay. So it's at 1-2. Sure. Get greedy. Bounce a bunch of forests. Nice. I guess it kind of doesn't matter. All right, so we will Prismatic Strands on green. The Sisters decks are my favorite ones to play, probably. There's Reality Acid, but I just don't know what we can do now. Like, Prismatic Strands plus 3 Cop activations are pretty much as we can hope for. So let's go Seeker. We're not dead yet. We are not dead yet, but we are very close to being dead. Things are going to have to go very right here. Get some prowess triggers off our Cop. We get one more turn here, guys. It's fine, man. It's fine. I know this matchup is bad, and round 1 was kind of a meme-y loss, but a loss nonetheless. All right, your turn, opponent, and we're gonna gain a few life here too, for what that's worth. Maybe be able to take out a key creature. There's Birchwell Rangers, but I really don't know what we can do besides fogging everything our opponent Timber watches and possibly removing this Quarian Ranger. Because now they get 3 activations, and that's just too many. Yeah, I wouldn't play these decks if I cared about losing. Oh god, I don't even know what Mimish is. Alright, opponent attacks. Alright, so we'll go through the blocks. Block like this. Yep. Still not enough to kill us. Yep. Still not enough to kill us. $19. Go to 4. Lose Seeker. I guess, like, we're not going to be flashing this back anytime soon. Unless we draw a white creature. So I think we might as well get our value out of it now. Gain a few life. And they're saving their elf. As one would expect. On green. All right, we're going to need some hot draws here. What's this? Spreading Seas. Okay. All right, so we need at least 3 mana for our Circle of Protection. So let's go ahead and play a land. Reality Acid your Quarian Ranger. Get some prowess triggers that don't matter. It's crazy that I'm still alive, right? I am fighting this all the way to the bitter end. That's what I do. All right, so opponent's passing back. They will be able to effectively remove our Seeker of the Way this turn on whatever creature we block. So I think we actually don't block. There's a Vanguard. That's more things that we have to potentially Circle of Protection. Another Strands does a lot of work. How much do they have anyway? So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 damage besides what we can cop. We're going to get in with everything, including the Timberwatch Elves. Sure. I'm going to juke a little bit. All right, so we'll choose not to block. And I mean, they could just not Timberwatch here and try to like leave them back to protect if they wanted to, but I don't think they will do that. All right. In response, we will cop it. And they're going to Timberwatch something else, so we will cop it. And did I just somehow cop the wrong thing? No. So now they can Query Ranger, do it to another one. We'll cop that one. Yep. Do that. Birchler Rangers. And F6. All right, opponent. Staying alive, but just barely. Yeah, Elves goes pretty nuts, man. We win by like not having to chump block our opponent's Elves every turn, but this is a really bad matchup. We would be able to win by killing them with Seeker somehow. Potentially. All right, Reality Acid blinks away a little bit. We draw. Another Seeker. I don't think that's really going to be enough. So we're going to go digging for another... either a way to bounce this Reality Acid for very little mana so that we have to cop less things, or even a land drop is okay here. But we can block with Seeker now. Prismatic Strands would be ideal. Spreading Seas helps. It's doing the thing. Opponent returns it to their hand. We don't even get to draw a card. Should have done it to the island, or one of my own lands for that matter. All right, so that was kind of a punt. We will pass the turn, because we need our 3 activations up. All right, opponent, what do you got? If they attack with everything, I think they can kill us around Strands here, so we have to... or they can kill us around our stopping Timberwatches. So I think we have to block this turn. Potentially. Granted, we do have 4 activations. What's up, Snap DVD? How do you go? Yeah, it's Elves. Elves and the really fast green decks in general are just a terrible matchup for us, but it's okay. We are playing it out. Here they come. Opponent going to selectively stop a couple attackers. And what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. No blocks. Opponent's going to attempt to get an elf token. So we'll cop. They're trying to be tricky with the triggers too. Standard Bearer would have been clutch. Like, Standard Bearer would have been so good if we could have found one of those. We had every sideboard card but Standard Bearer. And they Temper Watch off. Okay. So first things first. Got this one. That happens. Cop this one. That thing happens. And cop this one. We still take about $1 million. But we can cop one more thing, so we will. Take some damage. Down to a precariously low life total. Reality Acid ticks down. We find Journey, but it is far too late. Opponent has 3 of their things, 3 Timberwatch Elves. We have very few ways to deal with them, so unfortunately, we're going to 0-4 in games, guys. Ugh. All right. This isn't a bad start. I keep saying that, but hopefully this one will lead us to victory. Let's see what we're up against. We are going to keep this one. We're going to go Disruptive Spell, possibly Courtezar. And hopefully get our opponent. Oh god, no. Not like this. Oh god, it's Bogles. Alright. Well, choking Bogles on their mana can be useful, so we'll see if we can do that. Alright, Tranquil Cove. These fast green decks, man, we keep hitting them. Just play some creatures with double strike and pump them. Oh yeah, this is gonna be dicey. Let's see what our opponent's got now. I mean, we can time twist the Hobble to get it on the Boggle, which is kind of nice. But we have to get the Hobble on board somehow. And another Boggle. Okay. We'll have to blow up the land somehow. All right, opponent gets in for 2. So not a devastatingly fast start, which I can be thankful for. Yeah, we might need the blue mana in the future, and we might want to go tap land next turn. Although I think Courtezar is going to come down next turn. So let's go Radiant Fountain. Gain some life. Time Twist a Hobble to get it on a Boggle. Spreading Seas your Forest. I don't know what kind of green spells they would be unable to cast. But hopefully they boggle up a single one all willy-nilly like we get to get them for it. All right, turn comes back. Opponent's got their blue mana fixed if they need it. Got another green mana to work with, though, so here comes Ancestral Mask, I'd assume. Could fit into Ratlock. I don't think so, just because Ratlock is one of those decks that, like, it's all in on the combo type of thing, so... Oh, man. Are we even going to get 2 turns here? And we have to hit an untap land for that to work, too. Reality Acid, eh? Okay. So, we can play Reality Acid here, use to blow up a land, and then get it onto the Slippery Boggle, and then Echoing Truth it on the following turn. I think that still gives them 2 turns, though. But it's what we're going to do. So we'll go Island. It was a really good draw. Reality Acid your Forest. And pass the turn. Oh, yeah. Maybe it was correct to put it on Armor. I guess our enchantments are pumping up their Boggle now. All right. They get in. Yep. We go to 4, 3. And I think we're dead now. Oh, Mask does. Okay. Spreading Seas. That is not going to do it. I think we're just dead. Yeah, the play was on Armor. But I think we were still dead. But the play would have been to put it on Armor. Is there anything we can do here? So what we can do No, I don't even think that works. We can't even go Cortazar, bounce the favor. So that should have been the play. Last turn we should have gone Cortazar. Oh, no, I guess I could just put it back on. We bounced it before blocks. Oh yeah, we killed the Boggle. True dat. Okay, so we'll go Teferi's Time Twist on Reality Acid. I almost conceded. Yeah. Land goes away. They do get Rancor back. So yeah, so we should do it on attacks. Reality Acid goes on your Boggle. And turn comes back. Opponent shouldn't be able to cast anything here. But we're going to go to 1. Oh, there's another Boggle. Sure wish I could Echoing Truth that. All right, so they go to attacks. Swing in. I guess we can prevent them from casting the Rancor next turn, too. And we will blow up this Boggle. Yeah. Magic's weird. We go to 1. Ugh. And opponent can't cast anything because of Spreading Seas. Can anything get us out of this? No. Tranquil Cove puts us up to 2. We could hit Radiant Fountain off of Cortazar. Yeah. We could hit Radiant Fountain off of Cortazar. We should use white mana to cast it, though. All right, let's see if we find a Radiant Fountain. Come on. There's still more in the deck. We have quite a few. All lands, and no lands that are going to help us here. Dang. Well, we fought the good fight, gang. But we're just dead here. We're at 2. Our opponent's got the Rancor. And while we can Spreading Seas this, we're dead. All right. So, Bogles. We're going to want our Cop Greens, our Standard Bearers, our Sanctifiers, our Prismatic Strands, and we're going to figure out what we want to take out. So, the targeting enchantments aren't great, but we'll take out the Journey to Nowheres for sure. Echoing Truth isn't fantastic, although it does work with the same kind of tricks. Yeah. We'll take out a Drifter because it's a little slow. I don't mind Cortazar in this matchup. And maybe a couple of Drake Familiars, I guess. Maybe even Seekers aren't that great. Well, maybe I'll take a 1 Hazar. That's a little slow. And go down 1 Hobble because it's just too cute. Yeah, we'll bring in Chainer's Edict. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe we just want to go down. Yeah, definitely don't cut Seeker. Hopefully Standard Bearer can do its thing. Maybe we'll just go down to Spreading Seas. Although I think disrupting their mana base is actually kind of good. This is tough. Maybe I just go down another Hazar. Or even like a Drake Familiar. Probably go down Drake Familiar. You cut Drifter? I guess the Familiars do add pressure. All right, let's do it like that. Here we go. So we have a Strands. We have a couple of Strands, but our mana is just not good enough. We're going to mulligan. It's really slow. I've seen 6s worse than that, or I've seen 5s worse than this. We are playing against Bogles. What are we looking for? Standard Bearer? Okay, I have to keep this. We've got our Reality Acids. We're going to probably hold on to Cortazar. Or actually, we'll probably have to bottom Cortazar. And Tranquil Cove. Hope 3 mana gets us there. Radiant Fountain. Pass a turn. Standard Bearer is a pretty huge dunk on them. Hopefully dunking on their lands in a little while helps. Turn 1 Boggle. And we find Tranquil Cove. We won't be running that out this turn, so we Chancery back the Fountain. We're just so slow. Like, if they get off to a good start, they got us. But hopefully we can blow up enough their lands. Another Boggle. Okay. Yeah, me too. I would love it if they stumbled. And no enchantment this turn is a good sign. They know their precious Boggles are at risk. All right, so let's go Radiant Fountain. Get our life gain in while we can. Reality Acid a land. And pass turn. And you don't have a hand anymore. I know. The deep mulls. Deep, deep mulls. All right, opponent goes to combat with their scouts. Maybe. We don't have double white right now, but someday. No enchantments here is a great sign for us. They might be stuck on mana, and we're going to make their mana situation a lot worse in a second. All right. Reality Acid ticks down. Drake Familiar. All right, well, there's no reason to do that over a good old Skyfisher here. I guess there is, because it has to bounce this, whereas Skyfisher can just like bounce a land this turn, and we can have 2 blockers. But I think we want to be using our stuff to bounce acids. So we're going to go Skyfisher, pick up Reality Acid. Oh yeah, we will be blowing the land up. Opponent is going to Nature's Claim on Reality Acid. We'll still lose their land, I believe. Yeah. And we'll have to pick up a Radiant Fountain, which kind of sucks, but we do gain some more life. Yeah, and unfortunately we can't Acid pick it up again next turn, but it is what it is. So I think we just go Tranquil Cove while we're not using the mana. And pass turn. And that would have been tricky with the Drake Familiar. I'm sure glad I got this second Reality Acid in hand too. All right, Ethereal Armor gives it first strike. It's still only a 2/2 though. And hopefully giving them one more turn with mana doesn't hurt us that bad. All right, turn comes back. We find Strands. I'm cool with that. All right, let's play Fountain. Reality Acid your Forest. Because I know you play Utopia Sprawl. And pass turn. And I can also bounce their enchantments with Drake. That's true. Crumbling Vestige. So it's a promo Crumbling Vestige. It looks like they're hitting their land drops just fine. And if this is something like Ancestral Mask, we might be in trouble. Although Drake can hit it. If it must. Then I don't really know how we deal with it otherwise. Yep, Mask comes down. Glade Cover Scout's a 5/5. That's trouble. This is also a 3/3. So we're going to take 8 here. We've gained a pretty significant amount of life off of Radiant Fountain. I think what we want to do is we just want to bounce our Reality Acid next turn and actually take care of that Ancestral Mask for good if we can find another bounce creature or Teferi's Time Twist. Draw land. That's not what we're looking for. All right, so go land. Go Familiar. Pick up Reality Acid. That'll shrink the creature with the Ancestral Mask, at which point it might just be correct to double block it. And we can Prismatic Strands anyway, plus Flashback Prismatic Strands if they got some tricks. So Reality Acid blows up your lands. Maybe we should leave Strands up here. Double block and then Strands on green. I'm actually okay with that. Especially because we can just do the... We can do the whole tricky Reality Acid thing. We have enough mana to do it anyway. If we draw a 2-drop to bounce it. They're going to Abundant Growth, sure. So that is going to inevitably fix their mana. And a cantrips. Another land. Geez, Bogles sure is good at hitting lands here. And their thing's a 5/5. So I'm pretty glad about this prismatic strands. Another reality, or another ethereal armor. Big old Bogles. All right, here they come. Boggling through. If I knew this was going to be their turn, then there certainly would have been some different plays on my part. All right, we'll strands. On green. What do we draw? Skyfisher. Okay, so we can take out Ancestral Mask here. Get in for some damage. Because Ancestral Mask just represents more damage than anything else on the board right now. And our opponent only has one card in hand. So it's Reality Acid, your Ancestral Mask. And Skyfisher, the Reality Acid. Boggle goes down to a 1/1. We'll attack for 4. And we just really got to get to work on those other ethereal armors somehow. Teferi's Time Twist is actually like the best right now. Because we can put it on this Glade Cover Scout, and at worst, the Reality Acid's going to go away eventually on its own. We can chump block and strands our way to that. We got him in 5 turns, gang. Just gotta keep attacking with our fly boys. Granted, they have lots of routes to victory in the meantime. They're gonna ranker up that scout. You got it. It's an 11/9 first strike trampler. Goes to attacks. Attacks with the 11/9. We'll take 11. Time Twist off the top. That would be sweet. Land. All right, so play the land. Oh, yes. Hey, Shades of Hades. Thank you very much for the sub, man. I appreciate you. That is awesome, dude. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to go ahead and use our mana to get this onto an ethereal armor. There could have been a justification for getting it down earlier that way, but it is what it is. So we'll attack like this. Leaving up strands for next turn. Putting our opponent down to 12. We need a bounce effect real bad. Yeah, Prismatic Strands, pretty great card. Should have way more of those. Yeah, that actually sounds a lot better to me. You're right, though. All right, what's this? Ancestral Mask. Yikes. All right, well, we have to strands now. So I don't know what gets us out of here. No blocks. We will strands. On green. Not die. It's got to be one of the best cards in the format. Reality Acid ticks down, but I think it's going to be too slow. We draw... Oh, there's the Time Twist. Oh... There are ways. There are ways. Okay, so Time Twist, the Reality Acid. All right, Reality Acid gets rid of an ethereal armor, puts that creature down to a 7/5 first strike. And I think we're going to get in... We're still going to get in with a Skyfisher here. All right. Opponent goes down to 10. Acid comes back. I don't know if we should hit the 7/7 or the Trampler. I guess it's always going to have Trample. So we'll hit the... 7/7. Are we just dead here? My DOB. Block there, take 4. Yeah. All right. Pass the turn. I got a double chump. Unless they have a way to make this trampler huge. All right. There you go to combat. Swing swings. So we're going to take 7 and go to 2 here. No pump spells from Bogles. We're at 2. Here comes the lightning bolt. Bogles bolt Kappa. Nope, just another Boggle. All right. Turn comes back. What do we find? Preordain. What do we want off of this Preordain? Definitely not either of these cards. So bottom both. Draw Hazar. So run out Hazar. Right. Let's see what we draw here. Standard Bearer. It's a little late for that, but Drake Familiar is going to be able to pick up our Reality Acid, kill this creature. We have enough blockers now that we can survive the Trampler. Ugh! So I think we take Drake Familiar here. Standard Bearer, has it like outseen its usefulness? I guess we're eventually going to need it to get rid of this Rancor anyway. And do we use it to bounce the Ethereal Armor? This doesn't have trample, so we could chump it here. I guess we're at 2. Okay. Let's take Familiar. Keep Azar. Bounce the Acid. Kill the Scout. This goes down to 6/4. And we'll pass. No attacks, right? What happens if we attack? I think we're dead if we attack both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to double block like this anyway. I think we have to hold back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or just like hope they don't have another enchantment. And if the enchantment they do have is like, I guess it doesn't change the clock until I can safely attack through it. So we actually shouldn't attack here. All right, your turn, opponent. 2 cards in hand. Yeah. 12 minutes on the clock, too. That is something to be wary of. Opponent's going to Unbridled Growth. Little Proteus special right there, P. Proteus. So we got to start playing fast here, gang. No attacks there was key. They draw a card. Shrink the Glade Cover Scout. And so this will still only take... Yeah. In first strike damage, they can kill the 2 Skyfishers, and it would only take 3 damage, unfortunately. So we're going to block like this. Soak up 6. We can't soak up 4. No. All right. Soak it up like that. I don't really know what gets us out of this here, though. Have to be a couple of pretty good turns. Sanctifiers would be fine. Blow up Ethereal Armor. But we need something. 1 card in our opponent's hand. We draw. Cop Green! Let's go! Combat. Attack for 4 in the air. We only have 11 minutes to win the next one. No. Leave mana up. Leave Reality Acid for when it matters. Alright, what do you got, opponent? Can you beat a cop green? Sure, I'm just going to do this now. So that I don't forget. Oh yeah, they might have Flaring Pain. That's true. And... especially if they think we're a Strands deck. Oh, we got him! Alright. Whew. Okay. Or another natural state. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that was dicey, guys. Alright, time to go looking for our Standard Bearer again, everyone. Oh my god. Thank you for the game win. Yeah, I was so pumped about that cop, man. Oh, it's the cops! So excited. I actually think this hand is kind of good. If we find a Teferi's Time Twist, we can hobble the first creature. We can go Seeker early, Spreading Seas their land, put pressure on them, gain some life. Oh, I don't have very much time. It doesn't have any sideboard cards. Oh, guys. I think I'm going to keep. It doesn't... it feels like an okay hand, especially where Preordain's going to give us some card selection. One win feels good, right? Totally Chunky Love 762. Huge noob. I wear that badge with pride. We're going to snap it off and hope the Spreading Seas can go the distance. All right, opponent. They're down to 5, but 5's still pretty good for Bogles. Turn 1 Boggle. Turn 1 Unbridled Growth. Okay. I think so. And there's a Time Twist to help with our pacifism effects. Pass the turn. The Punt Master. So opponent's mana is fine, but they're stumbling here. So we're going to go Seeker of the Way. Oh, and there's Reality Acid. Let's go Seeker. Pass the turn. If we have to hobble our own Seeker, we will, but now we can do the Reality Acid Time Twist feel. Oh, okay. Turn comes back. Tap land. And we got a cop green. Let's seal the deal, gang. Let's seal it. Spreading Seas. Get some prowess triggers. Go to combat. Another Spreading Seas. I like that too. So next turn we get to Spreading Seas and Preordain. So if our opponent doesn't hit their green creature or mana fixing here, we're okay. All right. Oh, there's another one. All right, so let's Spreading Seas. Actually, we should Preordain first. Preordain, trigger Seeker. We would like to hit a land here. We don't have much time, so I gotta focus. Standard Bear! We do need another land, but I'm just too excited. Okay, play Standard Bear. Go to combat and swing. Hey, we got him! Nice. All right, match 3 on the play. I like it. Sand's bad. Throw it back. Sand's also real bad. I think I'm okay going to 5 here. We have 21 lands in our deck. We do have a couple of redraws with this hand. We could like bottom the Hazar and then look for a land with this. But I think the mulligan is fine here. Wow. Okay. Deck. I get it. Just play Ponza instead? Yeah, okay. Someday. Someday we'll play Ponza instead. We're going to mulligan. And I guess keep this. Well, bottom Reality Acid, bottom Muldrifter, bottom Hussar, and lead on a tap land. Ugh. Oh, that was rough. Yeah, maybe I should have kept... Well, it was a one-lander, right? We went deep looking for 2 lands there. Oh, and is this burn? Yikes. Okay. We got lots of Hydroblasts in the board for them, but... Yeah, that's weird. 21 land deck, you figure. Concede before... Well, I don't know. Our opponent can't really know what's going on. Yeah, you know, we got a Seeker. So there's that. We have no way to protect it. Not as good. But we might find a way, and our opponent might be stuck on lands. They mulliganed as well. Azorius Heroic. Yeah. All right, Lava Runner's going to get big here. I guess they could, like... Yeah, I don't know. They might not know about Seeker. They might play differently. Lava Spike. But I don't see another land. So I think... We had a blue land on the battlefield. I think I might... Ooh! Well, that's fantastic. Well, Spreading Seas is the only mountain you have. Draw a card. Another Spreading Seas. Play a land, pass a turn. Did you find another mountain, opponent? Oops, found it out. Ah, oh, dang. They're gonna Lava Spike us, yep. I know. It feels bad, guys. It feels bad. Burn found another land. I think we do run out Seeker here so that we can get value off the next Spreading Seas. Yeah, I'm going to run out Seeker. They might remove it next turn, which would suck. But we can hobble this and then hopefully draw into a land for another Spreading Seas. All right. With blue, then draws Mountain. I know, eh? Opponent. They're good on the Mana Screw, then. Is this Searing Blaze? Oh, my God. Having it, opponent. Having it. So, Gidu Lava Runner's going to get in. Find another Spreading Seas. I guess we could Seas again. But I think we're probably dead. Muldrifter, and I'd say that's it, probably. I was hoping to use the Spreading Seas on the next turn to get Prowess going. No, they can still... Oh, yeah, they can't Fire Blast off these. They do have, like, infinite mountains, though. So the land disruption plan this game was definitely not the way to go. And we're going to go pretty low on life. At 5, opponent has all kinds of mana to work with. Bolt down to 2. And Chain Lightning. Nope, can't do anything about that. All right, so let's burn. Let's bring in some Hydroblasts and Prismatic Strands, and maybe even a couple Standard Bearers wouldn't go astray, but anyway, the hobbles aren't as good here because we have to get rid of their accelerators. Echoing Truth won't do as much. I'm going to take out 1 Acid, 1 Muldrifter, and 1 Cortazar. We'll do it like that. Yeah. And hey, we found it out. If our opponent hadn't had their land drop there, we would have been okay. But then they just got lands every turn for the next few turns. So, they got us. Yeah. I mean, usually that's really bad for burn, but we had no way to answer what they were doing. We're on the play again in this game, which means if we do win, we'll have to be on the draw, which is problematic. All right, on the play. Yep, I'm super into this. We'll keep. We're on the land destruction plan. Hey, Wheeler, see you on YouTube, man. Thanks for stopping in. Now they'll keep 4 landers, yeah. I mean, I like all of this. Let's go tap land, go. I think that we maybe want to wait to do that almost. Opponent's going to go mountain and chain lightning. Yep. We won't pay. So we'll go Radiant Fountain just in case we find a Karoo next. Ooh, okay. Well, that's definitely a consideration. Ugh. Maybe we do want to wait until we can protect it with Time Twist. And draw cards in the meantime. But I feel like 4 removal spells at Seekers will slow them down. So I'm actually going to run out of Seeker here. It'll potentially turn off a Needle Drop for them this turn too. Ooh, they have Searing Blaze. Okay, sure. Pretty good. We draw another Seeker. Okay. I think we want to try to hit our land drops here. And I think we also want to use Reality Acid. Or sorry, we want to use Teferi's Time Twist to protect Seekers. So we're going to Spreading Seas. Karoo lands are great here. More Reality Acids is not what the doctor ordered. I did sideboard one of those out. Opponent hitting their land drops. We aren't. There's Curse the Pierce Tart. Not a big deal. That is a good Reality Acid target. Especially when they get this much mana. Alright, Curse sticks down. We're having a little bit of a hard night there, Pauper or Bust. Man. Like, we really need an out here. So, I think we do want a Seeker here. If the Seekers eat the next 2 burn spells out of our opponent, where will we be? We can't protect it. We can't draw cards here. It's probably too slow to run out of Curse. So I guess we're going to run out Seeker and try to buy enough time to protect the next one. But I'm imagining our opponent's probably just got another Searing Blaze. And I'm going to be like, dang. Oh, we can also bounce Curse with Drake. That's true. That's probably a pretty good line. So let's see. Our opponent drew a land. Oh, is this another Searing Blaze? Ugh. They Fire Blast Seeker. Okay, sure. Lose a couple mountains in the meantime. Lava Spike us, and our opponent's Hellbent. So we get to play another Seeker next turn. And hopefully... Oh man, it'd be nice to draw on tap land. I know it's a lot to ask for. Find Journey. That's great. Acid their land? Yeah. Alright, let's Reality Acid the mountain. Pass a turn. See if we can cut our opponent off red entirely. See what they've got. I guess that's a pretty good way to protect Seeker too. Looks like they're just going to pass. Curse ticks down. Reality Acid ticks down. Opponent on upkeep. They're going to Needle Drop us to draw a card. Pretty decent. You must drop Acid now. Another Seeker. Okay, so let's Drake away their red mana. I mean, there's a good chance they found more ways to generate it. But after this, we're going to play some Seekers. And hopefully win. Bounce Reality Acid. They lose their mountain. And if we draw on tap land, we can like kill the next mountain. but I don't know how useful that is. All right, pass the turn. I think we gotta kill this curse next. Or just like commit a Seeker of the Way. Yeah, okay. Let us seek the way. And a Radiant Fountain. Well, I am just tickled. So play Seeker. It does mean I'm not dying. It is exactly like gaining 3 life. I know, man. We're giving it like a Taxium Probe value. It's awful. All right, play Radiant Fountain. And we got Time Twist up to protect our Seeker now if we have to, but I think I would prefer using it on Reality Acid when that time comes. So get in with Drake Familiar. And pass the turn. What do you have, opponent? Nothing right now. Okay, I'm into that. Blinking a Radiant Fountain is probably a fine play too. Yeah, I was just thinking that. We draw a land. That's awesome. All right, so play a land. Play Seeker of the Way. And now that we have 2, I think we should be just fine to Reality Acid the Curse. Although I don't even really want to commit the Acid yet, so I think I'm going to leave up Teferi's Time Twist to protect our Seekers. And we can, if we really have to, we can run one out next turn to trigger our prowess while still having Time Twist up to protect them. All right, opponent, you find a land? What do you use, opponent? No land. All right. I don't see how they could kind of like go all out and kill us in one turn here, so I'm not playing very scared. Plains. Okay. So I guess we don't have to blink it. Let's go Reality Acid on Curse. And if that one has to dissolve for the life gain value, it can. Seekers get life gain, and we won. All right, we're on the draw now. Diciness intensifies. I think we're going to keep it on this configuration. I don't think it's worth bringing Sanctifiers in. Oh, I love this match. I don't think so, unless like Spreading Seas, I guess. Maybe another Acid. Cortazar probably doesn't do much. Maybe a little slow. Bearer does counter a burn spell. Oh god, deck, not like this, man. Not like this. Okay, alright. This hand has a Muldrifter, and a Radiant Fountain, and a Hydroblast. That's not nothing. That's drawing 2 more cards. I think I'm going to keep this. We're going to bottom a Tranquil Cove. And we're going to hope. There is a lot of life gain in this hand. Martyr of Ashes. Okay, that doesn't super matter. Dolphin Pengu. We are on a blue-white Teferi's Time Twist deck. So we're trying to Teferi's Time Twist as many Reality Acids as we can. And incidentally, save a bunch of life against burn by playing Radiant Fountain about as many times as we can. Opponent goes Mountain and Curse. Sure, our Hydroblast can grab that later. It kind of is, yeah. So we've undone the mulligan sufficiently. Let's see what we find. Curse ticks down. We don't have all the time in the world or anything. Some Seeker of the Ways surviving is going to be crucial here. Pick up Fountain. And pass the turn. I think we're still going to... I don't know if we want to evoke Muldrifter or not. We're probably going to need it to win the game. So next turn, I think just to stem the bleeding, we might run out Radiant Fountain, pick it up with Skyfisher, and then... No, I think evoking Muldrifter might be correct. There's Drake Familiar. Yeah, we definitely have to. We need a lot more going on than this. Although it's not... I don't think that's super bad, actually. So let's... Oh yeah, we could do that. That's actually a great idea. I like how you think. Okay, so it's familiar. Bounce the curse. Pass a turn. And what do we got now? Riftbolt's going to come down. Got it right here, COT. Riftbolt comes down. And I might trade with this Martyr of Ashes if they attack with it. Thermo Alchemist. All right, well, we found our Hydroblast target. I probably will, actually. What do we draw? Another Radiant Fountain. Okay. So let's play Tranquil Cove. Gain some life. Hydroblast your Thermo Alchemist. And I don't think I'm going to Skyfisher this turn. Unless I Skyfisher back the Drake Familiar to bounce the curse again. That actually doesn't seem that bad. But we're a little past that now. Okay. So let's just pass. I hope I got this. There's curse. Okay, sure. Drifter's coming down next turn. We're going to gain a little bit more life. I think they're bringing it in against Seeker of the Way. So we'll play Radiant Fountain. We are drawing a ton of lands. And go to combat, swing with Drake Familiar for 2. Drift away. Draw some cards. Hopefully Hydroblast. We found Hydroblast. We found a Time Twist for one of our lands, probably, or maybe a Skyfisher. But now we're just going to Skyfisher back Radiant Fountains and hope that's enough life gain to kind of eke this out. I definitely like Hydroblast here. We can use that to get rid of this curse permanently. Opponent probes. Yep. Down to 16. 3 cards in hand. Going up to 4 here, though. Oh, that's true. That might be more worth it. Although I think the life gain is pretty relevant here. But it also adds to our clock. That does seem pretty good. Opponent bolts the Drifter. They don't want us to draw cards. I'm into that. Kill Drifter all day, baby. 1 mana is going to exile a Riftbolt for them. They're going to get in for 1. Yep. All right, turn comes back to us. Cortazar. So I think we do that first. Get a little bit more info. It does feel like it's time to kill Curse, though. What do we find? I think another Cortazar... Ah, Chancery is kind of nice, too, though. Another Cortazar isn't bad. Let's take Cortazar. We have more Chanceries in our deck to find. And we will go... Skyfisher. Hey, welcome to the Jank Bank Gnarled Golem. I appreciate that, man. Welcome. Hope you're enjoying the stream this eve. Go to combat, swing with Drake Familiar. Pass the turn. And so next turn, I might even want to Time Twist Skyfisher second main phase to pick up another Radiant Fountain and replay it. So Riftbolt comes down. Although this isn't enough life gain to stop them. This Hydroblast is going to have to do something. This has dealt way too much damage to me this game. Yeah, but this gets a counter. Oh, they're going to go after the Skyfisher. Okay, Sure. It is a good clock for us, I admit. All right, opponent, what do you got? 2 mana. Riftbolt goes in exile. No attacks. Yep. We take 1. Draw Spreading Seas. That's actually not that bad. So let's start with a Spreading Seas on a mountain. You're on tap mountain, ideally. Draw a card. It's a Drake Familiar. Play a land. Let's Drake Familiar back the Spreading Seas. Just to get as much info as possible here. Or actually, we should probably get rid of the curse here. Rather than drawing an extra card, we're going to draw an extra card later. And I'm into leaving up Time Twist Hydroblast for when that's necessary. So actually, going to change plan a little bit. Go to combat and swing. That also kind of indirectly gains me life. No blocks from our opponent. They might block, I don't know. And we will pass the turn. I guess I can activate this X3 now. Riftbolt comes down. Down below, you can curve out 3 turns after your opponent. That's my shtick. They're down to 11, but that's still a pretty good life total for them. Here comes Curse. Sure. So end step, we will Time Twist our Familiar. Oh god, no, it's not going to come back to my end step. Oh, I feel like such an idiot. You have to do it on their main phase. Guys! Oh, punt me. That's so dumb. Ugh! Go to combat and swing. Yeah, that's brutal. Okay. So we will Skyfisher back Radiant Fountain. I'm way next level. So Skyfisher back Radiant Fountain. Replay Radiant Fountain. Gain some life. Play Cortazar. See what we can find off of that. There's another Time Twist. Pretty into that. So we'll grab that. And should we do this now so I don't forget? Probably. Time Twist the Skyfisher. And get it back. Then pick up Radiant Fountain. So this will bounce Curse. This will bounce Radiant Fountain. And we'll pass it back to our opponent. Representing quite a bit of damage. I don't know how they can deal 13 here. And they scoop it up! We won the match! We beat Burn! This hand does not bring me joy here in match 5. This is not a joyful hand, I don't think. I mean, and like, this is kind of a combo, but blue cards, no blue mana. You get them all again. So, same issue. We're just going to go ahead and... Okay, all right, yep, we'll keep this. We're going to bottom the Time Twists. And say go. Burn again? Burn again. All right, gang, let's run it back. Let's run it back, shall we? Let's stick a Seeker and go abso-friggin-lutely bananas with it. Lots of hobbles to play with. I think I'm going to hobble this a lot earlier this game. And maybe try to find a way to defend this Seeker. It does have blue, though. You're right. Oh, opponent. Now you know about the Seeker. Now we can't get him with it. No fun, opponent. Although maybe Cortazar over the first hobble is correct. But it does die to Searing Blaze. So we might want to I want to hold off on that. Okay, opponent, I get it. You're looking at my hand. You're thinking of the implications. What deck plays 2 copies of Hobble? Me. And there probably only should be 1 copy of Hobble in there. Even if we don't have the tutors. No. Wait, isn't it? I don't know what's going on. Opponent bolted us. Yep. They leave up some red mana for a potentially Resolve Seeker on our turn. We will not have that luxury. There's time to potentially protect it, though. Although it might be too slow. So we'll grab a Plains here. So yeah, I think next turn, I think we'll run out Cortazar. The less Searing Blazes our opponent has, the better. It's kind of weird that they wouldn't do anything there. On our end step, they're hitting their land drops. Maybe they're flooding out. I guess Hobble draws a card as well. All right, so that's definitely going to be the play. We'll Tranquil Cove so that we can hit Time Twist Seeker on time. That's probably not correct. I think we play Cortazar here anyway. We might be able to hit Untap Land with this, and that's as good as anything. So we'll play Hazar. They might just be flooded on Searing Blazes, though. Yeah. We do find Untap Land, and we find Core Skyfisher as well, but that's not doing a ton of work. I am happy to put the rest of these lines to the bottom. We will grab Island here and pass a turn. Next turn, we can line up our Seeker line versus Burn again, indeed. The meta is shaping up. And I think they are on like the mono Searing Blaze hand here. Ooh, Thermal Alchemist, that's not good. Well, 1 card in their hand. We're not in a terrible position. 2 out of 3 for you. Wow. We could be dead, though. Being in a not terrible position and being dead is a very narrow margin against Burn. All right, play Seeker of the Way. 1 attack with Seeker of the Way can go pretty far, though. And we'll pass. Yep. So we'll see. They can just try to remove it in main phase, and then they can get in with their Lava Runner, and we're probably dead, but I don't know. That card is 100% Fire Blast. Oh, dang. Why is it always Fire Blast? We go to 7. Oh, okay. Opponent's going to go to attacks. We will block. I mean, they do have 2 cards in hand, and they can respond to this Time Twist with a removal spell. But it's our only way out. Like, if we take 2 here, we're just dead to 2. Oh, they Fire Blast the Seeker of the Way. So they did have Fire Blast. I feel like we were just kind of dead, though, if they used that. Anyway, we'll see if we can find a way out of this otherwise. But without Seeker on board, we're probably kind of in trouble. It's always Fire Blast. Opponent just passes. Okay. We draw Radiant Fountain. Well, that's a start, so we'll play Radiant Fountain and Cortazar, because I think we have to hit another Seeker here to really stand a chance. And we have to cast it this turn. There's a Journey for their... Oh, man. For the Thermal Alchemist. Okay, grab the Journey. Journey Alchemist. Although... the life gain's got to come through real quick here. Pass the turn. We can Hobble Lava Runner to draw a couple cards. But without Seeker or like Core Skyfishers to reset these Radiant Fountains, we're probably in a lot of trouble. Yep, Fire Blast down to 5. See if they choose to attack. I doubt it. No attacks. Okay. What do we draw? Big money. Spreading Seas. That's a start. So Spreading Seas, your untap land. Draw Journey. Well, that's not going to do it. So we will Hobble your Lava Runner. It does shut off Fire Blast. That's true. There's a Mole Drifter for next turn. We'll just pass here. No point attacking into the potential whatever they could have. Thermal Alchemist, we have an answer for that. And land. Our opponent's Hellbent. We're on 6. Preordain. Let's Preordain first. We do need a Seeker. Oh, there's a Seeker. Okay, so grab Seeker. Bottom Familiar. Journey the Alchemist. Play Seeker and cross your fingers, guys. One attack with this Seeker. That's all we need and want in life. Come on. Opponent finds a land. And they scoop! Nice! Okay. So we'll bring in our Hydroblasts. We'll bring in our Prismatic Strands. I think we'll do it the same way. We'll go down Hobble. And maybe, probably, a Reality Acid, 2 Drifters. I don't think Echoing Truth is going to be that important here. And probably... The Journeys felt pretty clutch there. All right, Fallen King. Well, enjoy. Good luck with your Gitrog deck tomorrow. You think Muldrifter is better than Acid? I don't know, man. Reality Acid kind of came through, blowing up one of their lands. But I think Cortazar is just too slow as well. Although it is pretty good. Hydroblast kind of act as a removal spell, so I'm going to go down 1 Journey as well. I'm leaving the Hazars. I like all the card draw. Navigator's Compass would be alright, actually. We can blow up their lands pretty quickly, but I think this might be too slow. We're going to mulligan. Alright, this hand's not bad. This hand is really not bad, especially on the draw where we have Hydroblast plus Preordain, so we're going to keep. We'll bottom... I guess Skyfisher here, although we do have to get around to killing our opponent at some point. But 2 Spreading Seas might be okay, so let's go bottom Skyfisher. Opponent goes Mountain, and likely story... Oh, they cycle a Forgotten Cave, turn 1. Alright, sure. So I think we're going to Preordain this turn, and line up the Hydroblast Spreading Seas line in the future. Although they might just play an Accelerator, and then we'll Preordain next turn. We're going to Preordain next turn anyway, so let's leave up blue mana. Just in case they do run out a Thermal Alchemist or something here. I like Hobble because it's a recurable... Alright, counter Thermal Alchemist, just as we wanted to. Because it's a recurable card draw spell with Drake Familiar, so I want to keep kind of a critical mass of those in deck if possible. Alright, so let's start with the land destruction plan. We will Spreading Seas a Mountain, draw a card. Draw Time Twist. Pretty cool. Pass turn. What do you got, opponent? We haven't found any of our life gain. The land destruction's not going great either. Curse. Okay, no problem. We can bounce that with Familiar. And they probe us. Hey, thank you very much for a follow. Theo Logo 33. I appreciate that, man. Welcome. Welcome to the Jank Bank. Hope you're doing awesome tonight. All right, opponent. What do you got? What's that last red mana? Additional burn spells. All right, so Curse ticks up. They haven't missed a land drop yet, but I still think it might be correct to Spreading Seas here, unless we can find some way. Yeah, the 3 mana doesn't really do anything. So let's Spreading Seas another red source, draw a card. Prismatic Strands. I like that. So we'll Chancery back a Plains. Want all the blue mana we can get next turn, and pass. We'll go Familiar, Bounce, Curse. Oh, they got tons of red mana, though. But they're not casting any spells, so they're mostly flooded. So Curse ticks down. Skyfisher, I don't mind that either. So we'll Preordain first. See if we can find some more Hydroblasts. We don't want more lands. Do not want more lands, deck. But we will play one for now. So we'll go Chancery here. Hope our opponent doesn't have land destruction. And let's Drake Familiar their Curse. And then next turn we'll line up some Skyfisher bouncing Spreading Seas shenanigans. 5 cards in our opponent's hand. They might just be on like mono Searing Blazes again. Looks like it. Yep. And 2 mana here comes Curse. Ticking down, we're at 11. What do we draw? Hobble. That definitely doesn't do anything on this board. Okay, so Skyfisher first. I'm not super afraid of being dead next turn. I think Strands on our upkeep should save us, so let's draw a card this turn instead. Oh, more lands. Deck, you are not being friendly to me on this one. We're trying so hard. Let's win the game! Hi, Fluff. How you doing, man? All right, opponent, what can you do? 3 cards. Lands like crazy. Oh, they do have a bunch more Searing Blazes. All right, Skyfisher down. We're at 8. 1 card in our opponent's hand. We're at 5. Their curse stays on board. Oh, God. Seeker. Land. Deck. Why? Pass the turn. Well, we just got horribly flooded. And that's just the way she goes, I guess. We'll go down to 3. Our opponent knows about the Strands. Yeah, we should Time Twisted Spreading Seas. You're right. Oh my god, deck. Ah! We hit a gain land, which isn't bad. And I will Time Twist it. I think gaining exactly 1 life here is going to buy us as many turns as drawing a card. Our opponent's going to try to Fire Blast. That's okay. We can Prismatic Strands. On red. But we're not in great shape here. We still have to find a white creature. That was like... That was the funniest Teferi's Time Twist I've ever seen. Opponent's just passing. They might have found more Fire Blasts. Curse ticks down. We're at 4. What do we find? Hydroblast. Okay, well... Staying alive for a second. No additional Strands to protect us. They're going to probe. Sure. I think, like, Curse... We might have to blast the curse, but I think we have to hold on to it because they might just try to kill us instant speed. Granted, there's not a lot of outs that could save us here. So, we'll see. Tranquil Cove. All right, gain a life with Tranquil Cove. Didn't use the blue mana to probe. I know, they got all this blue mana over there. Opponent has 3 cards in hand and they're just passing. Maybe they're playing with their food. Lightning Bolt. Well, we can't let... we can let 1 go. Because we can blow up Curse on end step. And can you kill us? They sure can. Always with the Fire Blast burn. Okay, so let's not flood out and go positive like we really should. I don't even mind a couple of Standard Bearers here. Especially because we have Time Twists. It turns Time Twists into counter spells. So let's take out Hobble. I feel like they're very low on creatures now. And maybe 1 Hazard and do it like that. You can give burn decks access to blue mana. Yeah, next time we're not going to draw any lands. Magic the Gathering is a trading card game. Oh my god, deck. Okay, I'm going to keep this. It has a Preordain. It has a Hydroblast. It has some Spreading Seas to get redraws. We're going to bottom Drake Familiar. And it's another way to turn on Strands. And we're going to Preordain here because we got to hit that land, dude. All right. We will bottom Time Twist, top Plains. And see what our opponent's got. Let's try to keep them off red mana if we can. What are they going to do? Yeah, what are they going to do? They're going to cast Gitaxian Probes. Gitaxian Probe you twice? That is what they probably are planning to do. They kept 7 over there. Ooh, Radiant Fountain. That is a fantastic draw. All right, so let's Radiant Fountain. Let's keep putting pressure on their mana base. Because I feel like keeping 7 means they must have some kind of idea about curving out. Tranquil Cove. Okay, I'll take it. Pass the turn. Now our Karoo lands and our Skyfishers are good draws. There's Alchemist. Okay. No worries. We draw Chancery. Okay. So we probably don't want to Chancery this turn. So let's go Plains. Standard Bearer to eat the first burn spell. Kill Alchemist. And pass the turn. Oh, you gotta kill Alchemist. Always. See if opponent has any more lands. There's another Alchemist, but how good's a Thermo Alchemist when you got nothing to do with it? So Spreading Seas here. We might hit untap blue mana. We don't, but we do hit another Hydroblast for that Thermo Alchemist, so that's pretty great. Pick up Radiant Fountain, pass the turn. We do have to get around to killing them eventually, which is not ideal. Ah, they found it. Dagnabbit. Opponent pings. Bear's gonna get hit. 3 mana. Riftbolt, hardcast. You got it. Deck burn. It's gonna happen. Do they have probes? No probes. They're just tapping out. Okay. You got it. So what do we draw? Strands. Okay. So let's preordain first. Ooh. I'm going to top this and bottom this preordain. This seems ballsy. Kill Thermo Alchemist. You got to do that, because if they have an untap land there, you're in a ton of trouble. And we'll go tap land this turn instead of Radiant Fountain. Gain some life. Pass turn. It is another draw too, so like even though it slows us down a little bit, you're not really risking that much. Like you're still getting 1 card deeper in your deck. And it looked like they were having some issues with their mana. So hopefully that's good news for us. Second main phase, opponent Chain Lightnings. We go down to 15. Yep. We draw Seeker. Well, okay. As much as I want to do that, we're going to play Seeker and leave up Strands to protect it. Play Radiant Fountain. Pass the turn. So let's see if they have 2 ways to kill it. Instant speed. Nope. So we will Prismatic Strands. Trigger Prowess. They're going to Fire Blast in response. Down to 2 islands. You got it. All right. On red. So we still don't take any damage from Searing Blaze here. We're at 17. They're at 20. They have 2 cards in hand. And no lands, essentially. What do we draw? Time Twist. Okay, so I think we are going to... I think we're going to give it 1 turn to see if they play a land here. They may not, but I think it's worth kind of just drawing for a minute, because I think our draws could be better. Find an island. Okay, play the island. Pass the turn. 2 can play at that game. So our opponent's onto us trying to disrupt their mana base. What do we draw? Hydroblast. Okay. Pass turn. And see if our opponent wants to commit a land to the battlefield. Does not appear that they do. Or they just haven't found one. No, they do. Okay. It's good news for us. So we will attempt to Spreading Seas. Opponent's got Pyroblast. Oh, there's Boltus. Okay. Down to 14. The red source goes away. We draw a card. Radiant Fountain. We'll play that. Pass the turn. We're still flooding out a little bit this game, but it's fine. Our opponent doesn't have any mana. See if they keep streaming into lands. They do. A win con would be very handy, I agree. Drake Familiar. Okay, well, this is going to help. So we'll Drake Familiar, pick up a Spreading Seas. I guess we are giving them a couple red mana this turn if they get instant speed stuff. I'm just going to tap. And Searing Blaze. All right, so we will Time Twist in response. Spreading Seas comes down, draws us a card. It's another Familiar. So we'll play a land, play a Familiar, pick up a Spreading Seas. We have Hydroblast up to protect us too. Here comes the win con. That's correct. And they only have 2 cards in hand and we're at 15, so I'm not super worried about them having a turn to kind of play here. Time Twist comes back. Creature has a counter. We get another Spreading Seas. 2 cards in our opponent's hand, 3 now. And they do have some red mana to play around with. Let's see what they're all about over here. 3 mana. They're going to Fire Blast. Okay, well, we will counter that. That's worth Hydroblasting. They could have a Pyroblast here, though. Or 2. And they skipped the match. Guys, we went positive. We beat Burn twice. Woo! First, I want to thank you so much for sticking around for the entire league. We started off a little bumpy there against land destruction and the fast deck in Elves, but the deck came out and performed for us exactly like it was supposed to. We even saw that some of the innovations in that last match, like Cortazar and Drake Familiar, really came through, generating card advantage while providing a little bit more of a threat against our opponents than what you usually find in Acid Trip. Anyway, I highly recommend you try this deck out if you like cantripping like crazy and controlling your opponent's board for the entire game. So again, thanks for hanging out all night for the league, especially out here on Twitch. You guys hung out for the whole stream. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Have a great night.